Ms. Arroyo was sworn in earlier for the Osceola IAs. Okay. Are you Marisol Vasquez Morales?
¿Es usted Marisol Vázquez Morales?
Oh, could she put the microphone,
Yes.
I mean, the headset on?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Sí.
Connection is established.
Okay, did you answer, Laura?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
She
sorry.
can hear me.
Yes, thank you. All right, Ms. Vasquez, you're charged with possession of cocaine and possession of fentanyl. I have reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause for the charges. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you. All right, so defense, the bond is presently set at $1,000 on each count. Is she eligible for pretrial release?
Defendant is unable to provide a trial. She indicated that she's currently homeless and unemployed, and understanding does not provide any emergency contacts.
Mr. Young, anything you want to add on this?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm going to leave count 1 at $1,000. I'll reduce count 2 to $500.
Your Honor, in light of the fact that
Yes.
she's homeless, I imagine that she's not going to be able to post the bond in that situation. Would the court consider releasing her on her own recognizance with the stipulation that she report to the public defender office every 2 weeks?
No, but thank you for asking. And do not possess or consume any illegal drugs or alcohol. Thank you, ma'am. Is this the next Spanish? All right, Roberto Suarez del Valle. Is anybody here for that case?
They'll call you.
No? Okay. I'm sorry? I'll do them. Yeah, we'll give them at the other side. Okay, are you Roberto Suarez del Valle?
Usted, yes.
Okay, sir, you're charged with battery as an incident of domestic violence. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I've reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause for the charges. Is he eligible for any type of trial relief or bond?
The charge is eligible for direct pre-trial release. However, pre-trial services were unable to verify any of his information. He did not provide any contacts, alternate address, or there was information for us to base our qualifying decision off of.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. It'll be PTR eligible for $500. You're to have no contact whatsoever with the victim. You have to maintain a separate residence. You return one time with law enforcement officer to get personal belongings. Don't possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Do you understand, Mr. Suarez?
Sí.
Yes.
I just did Osceola. You want me to do it right now? Well, let's get rid of Laura. Sure. Well, but do we have any more Spanish? I thought we had a Spanish victim.
Do we have a victim that needs the assistance of the interpreter? What's the case? Ramos?
What's the full name? Because I didn't get that one. I have a full name.
Ramos what?
Is he in the felony? I didn't have that one.
Okay, oh, was it? Okay. So if you're here for this case, stand up to the door so we can let you in.
Si usted se encuentra aquí para este caso, por favor, acérquese a la puerta para que le podamos dejar entrar.
All right, are you Maria Roman?
Yes,
¿Es usted María Robin?
sí,
Do you need the services of the interpreter?
¿Requiere usted los servicios de un intérprete?
sí. Yes,
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Young, can you look at her ID and confirm that she is the victim?
¿Le podría usted, por favor, mirarle el carnet de identidad y confirmar que ella es la víctima?
Is she Maria Roman?
Yes, Your Honor.
Eh,
Okay. Are you Jose Ramos?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Ramos, I'm told that you don't qualify for the Public Defender's Office.
Okay.
So you're going to need to obtain counsel on this, all right?
Okay. Yes, sir.
So now, Ms. Roman, are you here to discuss the terms of a bond?
Señora, si usted se encuentra aquí para hablar de los términos con respecto a la fianza.
You can take your mask off. There's no one in the room with you.
Se puede quitar la mascarilla, no hay nadie ahí en ese cuarto con usted.
Si me pueden explicar eso, porque no sé cómo es que...
Could you explain that to me because I don't know how?
Well, let me put it this way. If I were to give a bond to Mr. Ramos, did you want to have any input on that? Because if I reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause, so typically it's no contact, direct or indirect. The next level is no hostile or violent contact, which means theoretically the defendant could move back in with the victim. I would not be able to protect you in any way if I did that. And so I need to know what is it you're asking the court to do. Do you want him to be away for a while?
No,
You want him to come back?
yes,
And are you telling me that look, Laura, our interpreter, is not interpreting right now because you're responding to me, and I understand that. I mean, I've got 4 years of Spanish. I understand something too. Do you want to use the interpreter?
yes, please.
Okay, so
sorry.
Laura, I'm gonna redo this.
Do you want me to translate what you've said so far?
If you've remembered it all, sure, I'd love to hear
Yes,
it.
of course. Okay. Muy bien. Entonces, yo estoy dispuesta a concederle fianza al señor Ramos, pero quiero saber si usted tiene algo que desea decir con respecto a ello, ya que he estudiado los documentos ante mí y he determinado que existen suficientes indicios de criminalidad y por lo tanto normalmente se ordenaría que no se permitiese a él tener ningún tipo de contacto, sea directo o indirectamente. El segundo nivel posible es que no se le permite a él tener ningún tipo de contacto hostil, o sea, sin violencia. Y teóricamente, si es así, se le permitiría a él regresar a la vivienda y por lo tanto no tendría manera alguna para protegerle a usted. Así que quiero saber de usted qué desea que yo haga. ¿Desea que él se mantenga alejado de usted o prefiere que él pueda regresar?
Yo quiero que regrese.
I want him to return.
Okay, because again, I'm going by the affidavit. I wasn't there, but it seems this whole thing came up when you told him to move somewhere else. So,
Nuevamente me estoy basando en el affidavit, yo no estuve ahí, pero parece ser que esto todo surgió porque usted le pidió a él que se marchara a otro lugar.
so do you feel that you would be safe if he moved back in?
Por lo tanto, ¿se sentiría usted a salvo si él regresa?
Sí,
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Ramos, I'm going to ask pretrial about your background.
Honor, the defendant has no criminal history, has a low risk assessment, and is eligible for pretrial release.
Okay, so can you assure me that if I allow you to essentially have contact, but it's not hostile or violent contact, which means you can be with Ms. Roman, that that you will avoid any hostility or violence toward her?
Yes, sir. I
Me
give
va-
you my word.
Okay.
¿Me va usted a asegurar que si yo le permito a usted tener contacto con ella y sin hostilidad y sin violencia, usted, o sea, va a poder regresar y estar con ella? ¿Me va a prometer que no va a ser hostil hacia ella? Sí, le doy mi palabra.
Okay, so straight PTR?
He's eligible, Your Honor.
Okay, he hasn't filled it out yet, though?
I'm sorry, Judge?
Has he already filled it out? You've already examined everything?
Yes, Judge, he's eligible for the program.
Okay, so what I'll do is this, the bond will be pretrial release.
Muy bien, será lo siguiente. Con respecto a la fianza, será libertad provisional.
You're to have no hostile or violent contact with the victim.
Usted estará prohibido tener ningún tipo de contacto hostil o violento con la víctima.
Ms. Roman, if there are any weapons, guns, or ammunition in the home, you need to clear them out before he comes home.
Señora, si en la vivienda hay armas de fuego o municiones, tiene que sacarlos de ahí antes de que él sea permitido regresar a la vivienda.
If you don't have a friend to keep them, you can give them to the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Si usted no tiene alguna amistad que los pueda guardar, los puede entregar al sheriff del condado de Orange.
You understand, Ms. Roman?
Señora Roman, ¿lo entiende usted?
Sí, entendí.
Yes, I understood.
Okay, and Mr. Ramos, do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition.
Señor Ramos, prohibido la tenencia o pertenencia de armas de fuego o munición.
I don't own any of the above.
Okay.
Yo no soy dueño de ninguno de ellos.
And during the pendency of the case, don't consume any alcohol or unprescribed drugs.
Y durante el proceso de la presente causa, prohibido el consumo de alcohol o drogas que no hayan sido recetadas.
Yeah. All right. Any questions, sir?
No, sir.
All right, so you need to get your own attorney. Ms. Roman, any questions?
No.
Señora, ¿tiene usted alguna pregunta? No.
All right. Thank you. All right, is there any other Spanish that we know of?
Just the Portuguese.
Okay, so Laura, I'm going to let you go in case something comes up. I'll call you, but otherwise I think you're good.
Your Honor, once I disconnect, I will no longer be available. I will be gone. I'm at the courthouse.
Okay, I don't know of anybody else that needs them. Is there someone out there who needs a Spanish? All right, un momento, Laura.
Okay, no problem.
We found someone.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Wait a minute, so the Portuguese needs a Spanish interpreter.
All right, so here's the problem. We've got a Portuguese defendant and a Spanish language victim, Laura. Can we do language line and Laura at the same time?
That I don't know.
How do you do that?
I'm gonna call the language line.
I don't know how we would do it because I don't think I can add people.
Keep
But-
her on there, because the language line is gonna be.
All right, Laura, hang in there, see what we can do, okay?
Sure.
No good deed goes unpunished. All right, so y'all can get the Portuguese defendant. Sir, you can take your mask off.
Señor, usted puede quitarse la mascarilla.
Oh, Laura, apparently our Portuguese individual speaks Spanish. That's That's what you need to do, Laura.
Sí.
Problem. But if there's any Portuguese that she uses when she responds, I might have a problem here.
Okay, so they use syllables and pronounce their J's. That's all you need to know.
So we're only that easy.
All right, so where's the file? All right, hold on. I'll be there in a second. Okay.
Connection is established with the podium.
All right, we're gonna go with Spanish, and we'll see how it goes. Are you Bruna Javaroni?
What's that?
Are you Bruna Javaroni?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And Portuguese is your first language, is that correct?
Correct.
All right, we're using a Spanish interpreter. Do you feel comfortable using the interpreter?
No.
All right, so you want us to get a Portuguese interpreter?
No.
Well, I'm running out of languages, so are you able to understand the Spanish interpreter?
Yes.
Okay. I'm having a little problem here. So, sir, what is your name?
Señor, ¿cuál es su nombre?
José Antônio Javaroni.
Perdón.
José Antônio Javaroni.
José Antonio Jaberoni.
All right. And do you have your ID with you to show the state attorney so we can confirm?
¿Usted ha traído un carnet de identidad para mostrárselo a la fiscal y así podemos confirmar su identidad?
No.
No.
Do you have any form of ID with you?
¿Tiene algún tipo de identificación?
Tenho passaporte, mas está com ela no carro dela.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, he's speaking in
He's
Portuguese.
speaking Portuguese. I caught that one too.
I'm sorry.
I heard that he had a passport, but then I did not understand the rest that he said.
Do you have any ID with you, Mr.
¿Ha
Javarón?
traído, señor Jaberón, algún tipo de identidad? ¿Tiene algo?
Aqui só picture em teléfono, in my car.
Okay, look. Oh, I'm sorry. I caught that. I think his Spanish is as good as my Spanish. Do you speak Portuguese? Mr.
¿Habla usted portugués, señor? Señor,
Sim?
All right.
yes.
So, Laura, and now corrections, everybody, is there anybody else that needs Spanish? Anybody out there need a Spanish interpreter?
¿Hay alguien más allá afuera que requiere una traductora en español?
Yes.
See, no, we're good?
Good.
Okay, so Laura, we're gonna let you go and we're gonna find a Portuguese interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor, that helps.
Have a great day.
You too.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Gosh, yes. I took it off. How do you pronounce judge in Portuguese?
Ok.
How do you say it? Juez?
Não understand.
Yeah, I don't either. Huh? I can't hear you. Yeah. No one's answering? I had a non-jury trial. I had people in Portugal and Brazil testifying, and it went flawless. With an interpreter, it was all Zoom trial, it was great. I mean, how much money was saved instead of everybody traveling to the US for a trial? I've told the attorneys in my division, in business court, I said, look, if you show up for a hearing, I'm going to deduct points. Because I don't want you there unless it's pretrial trial, because it's so easy doing Zoom. I never want to go back. Okay, here we go. We don't have to wait. All right, what am I doing? Are you on? No. Hold on. Hello, this is Judge Jordan down in Orlando, Florida. Who's this?
Hello, this is the interpreter, Shanta, ID 354013. Be your Portuguese interpreter today.
Great. We're going to swear you in.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear to translate from Portuguese to English, English to Portuguese truthfully in these matters here today?
I do.
Okay. Yeah, we don't use the headset when we use language line, do we?
Yeah, we don't use it, yeah.
All right. All right, we can start now. All right. Are you Miss Bruna Javaroni?
A senhora é a senhora Bruna Javaroni.
Okay. And are you Jose Antonio Javaron?
Ok, o senhor é o José Antônio Javaroni?
Sim.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you said you don't have any ID on you, do you?
Ok, o senhor diz que não tem nenhuma identificação, tem?
Meu passaporte ficou com ela, no carro dela.
My passport was left with her in her car.
All right. So, anybody want to suggest how we confirm this is Jose Antonio Javaron?
Alguém quer sugerir como podemos confirmar que esse é o José Antônio Javaroni?
A Bruna pode falar.
Your Honor, just that when you asked him his name, he stated his name completely without any prompting.
So is the state comfortable that that is who it is
Yes,
supposed to
Your
be? Okay. So, sir, raise your right hand. We're going to swear you in.
Ok, senhor, levante a mão direita para fazer o juramento.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
O senhor jura dizer a verdade, toda a verdade, nada além da verdade?
Sim.
Yes.
Okay, Miss Bruna Javaroni, you're charged with batteries and incident of domestic violence.
Ok, senhora Bruna Javaroni, a senhora é acusada com incidente de violência doméstica e agressão.
I've reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause for the charge.
Eu olhei os documentos e achei causa provável da acusação.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
Eu vou nomear um defensor público para representar a senhora.
Is she eligible for pretrial release?
Yes, Your Honor, she's eligible for straight PTR.
All right, so
Ela é-
I've been told you're eligible for pretrial release.
Me disseram que a senhora está qualificada para ser liberada antes do julgamento.
So, Mr. Javarone, you are the alleged victim in this case. Are you asking the court to allow her to have contact with you?
Senhor Javarone, o senhor é a vítima suposta nesse caso. O senhor está pedindo para a corte permitir que ela tenha contato com o senhor?
Sim.
Yes.
Now, don't y'all have some legal proceedings going on between you?
Os senhores não têm alguns procedimentos legais que estão acontecendo entre os dois?
Desculpa, não entendi.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Can you repeat?
Yeah.
Os senhores não têm, não estão passando por um processo legal, os dois?
Sim, estamos passando por uma separação.
Yes, we're going through a separation.
And y'all live in different locations?
E os dois moram em lugares diferentes?
Por enquanto, não.
Not at the moment, not yet.
Okay, so if I allow her to come home, I can't protect you. Do you understand that?
Se eu permitir que ela vá para casa, eu não posso proteger o senhor entende?
Sim, entendo.
Yes, I understand.
All right, so Ms. Javarone, if I were to allow you to have what's called no hostile or violent contact with Jose, can you abide by that restriction?
Ok, senhora Javarone, se eu permitir a senhora ter um contato que chama contato não violento e não hostil com o senhor Javarone, a senhora consegue seguir essa orientação?
Sim.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to order pretrial release, no hostile or violent contact with the victim.
Ok, então vou determinar a liberação antes do julgamento, o contato não hostil e não violento com a vítima.
Do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition.
A senhora não pode ter ou portar nenhuma arma de fogo e nem munição.
Mr. Javarone, if there is any such things in your home, you need to take them out and give them to the sheriff's office or a friend. Do you understand?
Senhor Javarone, se o senhor tiver alguma dessas coisas em casa, o senhor tem que tirar da casa e dar ou para o policial ou para um amigo, entendeu?
Ok, não tenho.
Okay, I don't have that.
All right, and Ms. Javarone, during the pendency of this case, do not consume or possess any alcohol or illegal drugs.
Senhora Javarone, durante a pendência desse caso, a senhora não pode ter e nem consumir nada de álcool nem drogas ilegais.
Ok.
You understand?
A senhora compreende?
Sim.
Yes.
All right. Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
Ok, mais alguma coisa, Estado?
All right, sir. They'll process her, get her out probably this afternoon.
Ok, senhor, vão processar ela e provavelmente ela vai estar liberada hoje à tarde, está bem?
Ok.
All right. Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
You're welcome, Your Honor. If that's all for the interpreter, thank you for using us, sir.
All right. Good. And who can we help next? We here? Well, so you want me to? Here. I did some. Here? Yes. All right. Okay, is that Cayman Brown?
Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Brown. Got a couple things to cover with you. I have a warrant that was issued on, you failed to appear for your trial case management conference back in November of 2020, and the judge revoked your bond and gave you a new bond of $5,000. You've also picked up a misdemeanor charge of resisting officer without violence. I've reviewed that paperwork. I found probable cause. I'm going to set that bond at $500. I'm going to appoint the PD in both of your cases. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck, sir. All right, Felipe Garcia. Good afternoon, Mr. Garcia. All right, so here's where we're at. You've got some new law charges, Mr. Garcia. Battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting officer with violence, and then possession of methamphetamine. Now, I reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause for the charges, so I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. The bonds, I'll keep the first one on count one at 3,000, but then I'm going to reduce 2 and 3 to 500 and 500. Okay, and do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. So
Yes,
that's
Your
the
Honor.
good news.
Yes, Your Honor.
The bad news is you are out on a possession of cocaine charge in 2021 CF 4995. And I'm revoking the bond in that case. So you'll have to go back to the judge there to talk about getting a bond because you picked up new charges while you were out on bond. All right?
Could we get appointed in that case?
Sure. If you're not already appointed, we will appoint you.
Also, in light of the fact, for the first charge, could we get subsidiary bonds on 2 and 3? I know that you're on our settlement at 5.
I know, but I reduced them. It's resisting with violence and possession of meth. So I feel comfortable with the reduction I made. All right. All right, Avery Boykin.
We have to file a motion, we'll get it done. You gotta, no, you're gonna have to wait. You gotta, remember when I told you in there?
All right, we got to keep moving here. Y'all can talk later. All right, Avery Boykin, is that you?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, you picked up a trespass on a property after warning. I reviewed the paperwork, found probable cause. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you. No return to the day's end. Do you understand, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Boykin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to leave the bond at $500.
Am I getting out, sir?
Huh?
Am I getting out?
What? Well, I don't control the jail, but I've given you a bond. I don't know what else you got. Yes?
The state did make an offer in this case. I don't know if
Credit time served.
they've had time to review it.
You need to wait on your right to read this, right? You understand all the rights you do waive?
Yes, sir.
You're not on probation?
Yes, sir.
You're a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, he would like to accept the credit time served offer that was
Okay.
delayed. In this case, I have no competency concerns.
So let's give him the plea form to thoroughly review, and we'll cover some other people and come back to him, okay?
Yeah, I reviewed it, sir.
Oh, you already did?
Yes, sir.
Raise your right hand, we're gonna swear you in.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
State your full name,
Avery James Boykin,
and what's your date of birth, Mr. Boykin?
1983.
All right, and do you understand you're charged with trespass on a property after warning?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that even if you take this plea, you can put your hand down, you still can, have to stay away from that day's end. Do you understand that?
Understand.
Yes?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you feel you're under the influence of any pills, drugs, or alcoholic beverages?
No, sir.
So if I asked you who the President of the United States is, you would say?
Not Trump no more, but the other one, Biden.
Biden, okay, very good. All right, and you're not currently on probation or community control?
No, sir.
Anywhere, I mean, not just
No,
here, but
sir.
anywhere. Okay, I don't want you to violate by taking a plea
At all.
on that. All right, did you review the plea form carefully before
Yes, sir, I
signing?
did.
Did you have any questions on it?
Yes, sir, I did.
You are a U.S. citizen, correct? All right, because if you're not, you will be deported by the federal government. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, and are you waiving any defects in the charging affidavit?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so as to the charge of trespass on property after warning, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea on your alert, oriented, that you understood the nature of the charge, the consequence of the plea, and I will sentence you as indicated, which is a withhold? No?
I related as an adjudication.
Oh, okay, I didn't know. I didn't hear it right. I know it was time served.
Time served and no
Adjudication of
return.
guilt, time served, you get credit for the, how many days? For the appropriate amount of days that you've been here. The financials total.
Are you opening the PD?
No, the PD was standing as a friend, so we won't charge the PD fee.
So it'd be 273.
273? Does that sound right? Can you report to collection court within 3 months of today to work out a payment plan? Or can I just say, starting in 3 months, you'll pay $10 a month till it's paid off?
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Go with that one?
I can do that.
All right. You got 30 days to appeal my decision. That notice of appeal's got to be in writing. You got to file with the clerk's office.
Today,
Huh?
Go ahead, are you setting home on the payment plan now?
Yeah, he said to do it.
So what is?
$10 a month, starting in 3 months. I'm sorry?
no,
Okay, good. All right, good luck, sir.
Thank
In 3 months, yes, 90 days. Sean Wolford.
Refuse, Your Honor.
Refused, will reset. Okay. All right, again, if you recognize the person coming up and it's you, start heading toward that door, okay? All right, is it Tyler DeVoe?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. DeVoe. You've been charged with battery as an incident of domestic violence by strangulation. And are you Sherry DeVoe?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead and take your mask off because you're in a room by yourself. Do you have any ID with you? All right, Mr. Young's going to look at it, and she's going to confirm that you are who you say you are.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, raise your right hand. We're going to swear you in.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, am I saying it right, DeVoe?
You are.
Okay, so are you here to discuss the terms of any type of release?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, are you asking the court to consider him returning on a no hostile or violent contact basis?
Yes, I am.
And you understand I can't protect you if you do that. Because if something happens there, there won't be time to necessarily to get the police involved. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you, Mr. Tyler, all right? And I did review the paperwork, and I found probable cause for the charges. Now, when I looked at it, and I don't know, pretrial, what else did you have on him?
Judge, he's eligible for straight pretrial release. The defendant only has expunged criminal history and a below average risk assessment.
So on a charge like this, by strangulation, it's a PTR available?
According to the admin order.
Okay. Any objections, State?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll do the pretrial release, which means no hostile or violent contact with the victim, and don't possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs during the pendency of the case. Make sure you remove any weapons, ammunition, guns, firearms from the house before he gets back.
Yes,
And you're
sir.
not to possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition during the pendency of this case. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, can you assure the court that if you return home that you will not be violent or you will not be hostile?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay? Because otherwise, one call to the police, they're going to pick you up and you'll probably be on a no bond status at that point. All right?
Yes, I understand that.
Okay, so they'll process them and get them out this afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good luck. All right, Miss Leanne Donnelly. How are you, Miss Donnelly?
Sir.
So were you visiting from Boston, or do you live here locally? I love Boston. So here's the critical question. Are you a Mike's or Modern fan when it comes to pastries?
Is that a what?
Mike's or Modern? What's your favorite pastry place?
I like both.
Oh.
Mike's is all right.
All right, and sir, your name is, you're the boyfriend, right, David Butler?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, do you have your ID with you? And it's him? Okay, raise your right hand, we're gonna swear you in.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to ask you the same question. Are you a Mike or Modern when it comes to pastries?
I like them all, sir.
I mean, if you're a cannoli fan, you probably have picked a favorite, no?
No, Mike's Donuts. That's about it.
All right, I'll let y'all slide on that. I wasn't satisfied with your answer, but I will let you slide on that. So, other than this incident, have y'all had, I'll talk to you, Mr. Bradley, have you had a good trip other than this incident?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good, because we like people to visit Central
Yep.
Florida and have a good time.
This is all just an unfortunate accident.
And I understand, and we don't need to go into the facts of the case, Mr. Butler, but here's the key. Ms. Donnelly, you're charged with aggravated battery as an incident of domestic violence. And I did review the paperwork and I found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. So, Mr. Butler, are you asking the court to set conditions of release that would allow you to have contact with your girlfriend?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you fly?
Yes.
Okay.
We missed our flight yesterday, so we just want to go home.
Well, there'll be other flights, I guess. So let me ask you this. Do you feel comfortable flying back on the same plane? Or do you want me
Yes.
to order you to do different planes?
I'm comfortable with her being with me.
Okay. All right. So pretrial?
Your Honor, she is eligible for pretrial release. Her last arrest was in 2005 for assault and battery. The conviction is not listed, but her risk assessment is low, and she is eligible for straight PTR.
Okay. So, Ms. Donnelly, can you promise me that if I do this arrangement, that you will not be violent or hostile to your boyfriend?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And you feel comfortable, sir, because you realize I can't protect you if I do this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, then I will do it. We'll do the pretrial release. No hostile or violent contact with Mr. Butler. I don't want you to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You're not to possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. And sir, if you have any, make sure they're out of the house when you get back to Massachusetts.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay? And
Thank
if you come back, I want a lobster claw from Modern.
Okay.
All right?
Deal.
All right.
Your Honor.
Yes,
The defendant would need the court's permission to leave the state
yes.
to her living out of Florida.
Thank you for visiting. You may return
Thank
to
you, sir.
Boston area.
Thank you, man.
Okay. Joshua Love,
Sir,
how are you doing, sir?
doing pretty well in yourself.
All right, is your wife here? No?
No, sir.
Okay. So, sir, you're charged with aggravated battery as an incident of domestic violence and driving with a suspended or revoked license. And this is a subsequent offense, not an HTO. So it's like a subsequent to a previous one. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause for both charges. Is he eligible for any type of pretrial release?
Your Honor, we were not able to confirm the information that he provided to pretrial. He advised us that he and the alleged victim are not living together, but all indications in the affidavit and all information that's provided to pretrial is that they are.
Yeah, I read the paperwork. See this? I read that this morning, and it looked like you're husband and wife and y'all live together.
So due to that, we were unable to confirm his community ties and qualify him for the program.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do, sir. As to the aggravated battery, I'm going to say PTR if you qualify. Otherwise, the bond is in the amount of $500. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, you are to have no contact, direct or indirect, with the victim, your wife. I want to say Nawaja Love, probably saying that wrong, but the victim. And you're going to sign an agreement. And if you violate that, if you return a text from her, you're in violation of that agreement. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So just no contact whatsoever, direct or indirect. If you, do I recall you had children together?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if there's any type of visitation you need, we'll allow third-party contact for visitation purposes. But that's it. But do not call, do not return calls, do not answer texts, or you're in violation.
Yes, sir.
All right, and so do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs during the pendency of the case. Do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. And can you assure the court that you will stay away from her while this case is pending?
I do.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then on the driving while license suspended or revoked with a subsequent offense, I'll just set the bond at $500. Do not drive without a valid driver's license.
What?
No, I'm doing 500 on the first count one and then, or PTR, and then 500 on count two and do not drive without a valid driver's license. Nope, it's a monetary bond. Okay, thank you. Ms. Sharon Thompson.
Your Honor, his mental health, his victim is present.
Okay, is Keith Bryson out there? Are you Mr. Bryson?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so apparently your girlfriend, Sharon Thompson, you're saying she's being evaluated?
Mental health.
She's being
Could I
evaluated?
speak to that a little bit?
No, we don't want to talk about the case because the state
No,
said-
could I speak to that?
Oh, go ahead.
She's my girlfriend for over 10 years. She does have many mental health issues. And my desire, when I came here today, I do want contact with her. And my desire is to assist her with inner lakeside issues that she has. 'Cause I know she's off her medication. That's the whole point of this whole
Yeah,
thing.
you know, that is the biggest problem. You know, we do Baker Act and Marchman Acts. And Marchman is really for drug and alcohol problems, but what we find is that and Baker Acts, when people go off their medications, that's when they have the problems. I wish there was some way we could assure that people took their meds, but it's very difficult. It's a problem. I recognize it. I appreciate you being here because you care about her and you want the best for her. But she's not going to be here today. We're going to reset her for tomorrow, correct? Y'all reset mental health reviews for,
Oh, God.
huh? Yeah, but it's, Yeah, I'm not, in this case, with an aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, I'm not going to waive that, so we'll reset to tomorrow.
What deadly weapon?
Well, I don't want to talk about the facts, remember? State's sitting there taking notes. So I appreciate you being here, but we're not going to be able to take care of her today because she's not ready to be seen. All right?
If we could inquire whether or not he'll be able to appear tomorrow, or if we're just gonna take his testimony as is, that he
Well,
wants.
I'm not going to be here, though. You got a different judge.
I'd like.
You're not going to be here.
Correct, Your Honor, but
State's not going to be here.
if he doesn't make it, I'd like to make sure that they're aware of the fact that he would like to have contact. Or if he's gonna be here, then that's fine too, but
Who's going to be here tomorrow that's in the room? That's not carrying a gun. Yeah, that's the problem. You going to type it up or something? I just don't know how to convey that.
well, I mean, there's a record at this point. He's been sworn in, so,
Well, I haven't sworn him in yet, but I don't,
or can we swear him in if he's not?
look, I'm going to say come back tomorrow and talk to the judge.
Oh my gosh, I rode a bike all the way down here from McCoy, man.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because no buses ran today.
Wow. Well,
I don't have transportation like that.
I'm more comfortable you talking to the judge tomorrow when she's seen. Hopefully she'll be seen tomorrow. You can put something in the notes that he indicated he has no objection to her returning on a no hostile basis. You can put that in there somewhere. You can convey it to the state and the PDs in an email.
We write down that he rode a bike as well. I feel like that shows a lot of commitment.
Sure, rode a bike from Ocoee, and the court inquired and has no objection to the request of the victim that there be no hostile contact because he wants to help her.
I appreciate that.
So
I'll email the state that.
do an email on that. See if that works for you.
Thank you, Judge.
Hey, be safe. You know, bicycles aren't safe in Orlando.
Oh, yeah, trust me, I know, I done been hit.
Yeah, stay safe. All right, thank you for coming down, though.
Yes, sir.
All right, hold on. I didn't do anything. I mean, don't know because. Well.
You. You talked to him, no? No, you're there.
Hey, stay, anything else on the second? And we are up to Miss Lauren Carnes, correct? Is that you, Miss Carnes?
Yes.
Okay. Is your dad or stepmom here? Okay, all right, so here's where we're at, Ms. Carnes. You're charged with batteries and incident of domestic violence. I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. I don't have the victims here, so I can't discuss changing the contact. For now, it will, I keep pulling my notes off, I'm sorry. It'll stay no contact, direct or indirect, with them, which means you got to maintain a separate residence, which means you can return one time with law enforcement to obtain your personal belongings. Don't possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Now, for bond purposes, pretrial?
Your Honor, she is eligible for straight pretrial release, but as was the case with the last out-of-state defendant, she would need the court's permission to go back home. According to the information provided to pretrial, she does not reside with the alleged victim in the case.
Okay, but I know, but they have her daughter, I believe.
They're watching her, that's.
So, can you ask your client, does she live with her dad and stepmom?
Your Honor, she lives in Asheville, North Carolina. She indicated to me that it's fine as far as her daughter being with her.
Okay.
Parents.
All right, but let's include third-party contact for the child. You're allowed to do that. She can return to North Carolina. And we'll do the pretrial PTR without a monetary bond, correct?
She is eligible, Your Honor.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, anything else? No? Okay, good luck, Ms. Carnes. All right, Mr. Berthel Howard?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Fine, and yourself?
Okay. I don't see your brother out there, so let's talk about your case. So number one, you're charged with batteries and incident of domestic violence.
Yes, sir.
According to the affidavit you filled out, the clerk says you don't qualify for the public defender.
Okay.
So let me find out why. So, when you said your take-home was $800 a week, take-home, that's after tax?
No, that's before. I'm sorry.
Okay, so that's gross. So what do you think your take-home is?
Probably about 5 something after child support in Texas.
And you got child support you pay?
Yes, 123 a week.
So I'm gonna find you qualified.
Okay, thank you.
Some point the PD to represent.
Thank you, Your Honor. Not
Okay, so I reviewed the paperwork, Mr. Howard. I found probable cause for the charge. You and the alleged victim reside together. He's not here. I gotta do the no contact, direct or indirect. Means you gotta maintain a separate residence, which means you got to return one time. But you gotta do it through law enforcement. You have to schedule that. You don't just show up. So don't possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. And is he eligible for any type of pretrial release?
Yes, Your Honor, he's eligible for straight
All right.
release.
All right, so we'll do straight pretrial release for you. Do you have any questions? You have any questions?
Dan, do you have any questions, sir?
No, not really. I guess.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah, take this. Call it 2 weeks.
All right, Michael Hunter. So, Mr. Hunter, you're charged with battery as an incident of domestic violence. I don't see Monica, is it Welbert? Wiebert?
Eben?
Wieben?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I can't read, sorry. Out there. And according to this, you don't qualify for the public defender either. Because you said every 2 weeks your take-home is $2,400. Is that your take-home?
Sure.
Okay. So you're not going to qualify, you have to get your own attorney.
Okay.
All right? So having reviewed it, found probable cause, is he eligible for pretrial release?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so the bond will be this pretrial release. Now, some people say it's better to pay a monetary bond than being on pretrial release. I'm not going to give you advice because you don't have an attorney, but just, you've got to comply with the PTR requirements, or they'll file paperwork saying that you didn't comply with it, okay?
Sure. I prefer a bond.
Would you?
Yes.
Instead of PTR? Sure, $500. Well, he doesn't want PTR. $500. So listen, you're not to have any contact, direct or indirect, with the victim.
What is that?
Obviously, maintain a separate residence. You can return one time with the law enforcement to get personal belongings if you have things there. Don't possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. And if you have any, surrender to the Orange County Sheriff's Office within 12 hours of your release. Do you have any questions?
Is there any?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Good luck.
sir. Thank you.
Remember, if you text her or you respond, or you text or you respond to a text, that's a violation. So do not contact direct or indirect.
Understand. Thank you.
Okay. Miss Christina Meeker. All right, is your boyfriend out there?
I don't know.
Okay. No one's standing up. I don't see him either. Okay, so Ms. Meeker, you're charged with batteries and incident of domestic violence concerning your boyfriend, Norman Lagasse. Reviewed the paperwork, found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. She eligible for PTR?
Yes, Your Honor.
So the bond would be this pretrial release program. For now, as he's not here, it's no contact, direct or indirect with him. You'd have to maintain a separate residence. You could return one time with a law enforcement officer. Same conditions I've been saying. Don't possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Do you understand, ma'am?
What is pretrial release? What does that mean?
It's just you're gonna, what are y'all doing there? Are they calling in once a week? How are y'all doing it these days?
Your Honor, due to her charge, she would be required to report in person, but all of her release conditions and reporting conditions will be explained to her prior to her release from incarceration.
Okay. Have y'all put in if they don't want PTR, they could do a monetary bond?
It's the judge's discretion.
Yeah. So it's $500 or pretrial release.
And what's the difference? 500, am I still able to leave today? It's just how?
Yes.
So if I pay the 500, then I don't check in every week?
Someone will be coming to speak with you.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck.
Judge, for my records, I'm sorry, did you order that she had a one-time return?
Yes, I did.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Michael, I want you to say it for Papastero?
Sedell, yes, sir.
Papastero, okay. And your wife's not here? Don't see her, okay. So look, sir, you're charged with batteries, incident, domestic violence. It's a misdemeanor battery. But you don't qualify for the public defender because of your take-home pay of $2,600 every 2 weeks.
Yes.
So you're gonna have to get your own attorney, okay?
Today, no.
Today, no what?
I don't have an attorney today.
You're correct, you don't.
Right.
But the PD's kind of standing there as a friend of the court in case I do something crazy.
Okay.
And he may answer questions depending on how he feels, all right? But he's not your attorney.
Correct, sir.
So I'm just letting you know, you got to go get your own attorney. So look, the victim's not here. I found probable cause for the charge. Pretrial, is he available for PTR?
Yes, Judge, he has no criminal history and a low-risk assessment.
Okay, so it's pretrial release or a $500 bond. They'll explain it to you.
$500 bond.
Okay. Look, no contact, direct or indirect with the victim.
Well, can I ask a question?
Sure.
There were times where I have to work from home due to my job.
Well, you won't be working from that home. It'll be somewhere else, because you have to maintain a separate residence. You can go back one time with law enforcement to get your personal items. So you will have to go elsewhere. Do you have any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so be careful in that no contact. Read it carefully. It's direct or indirect.
Yes, sir.
All right, so same conditions. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do I have Francis Philippe? Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Mr. Philippe, is your girlfriend here? I don't see her. So you're charged with batteries and incident of domestic violence.
Yes, sir.
I read the paperwork. I found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. Is he eligible for PTR?
Yes, Your Honor.
So look, the bond's $100 or pretrial release. Okay? We'll let you decide what you want to do. But because your girlfriend's not here, the alleged victim, it's going to be no contact, direct or indirect, with her during the pendency of the case. So be very careful. Do not respond to a text or a call from her. Do not contact her, or you're violating your conditions of your bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you got to maintain a separate residence. You can return one time with the law enforcement officer to get your personal belongings. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. And you're not to possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Prince Fabian Rodriguez. I love your name because I have a friend who is Sir Winfred. That's his first name. So you are Prince Fabian. I love that. So is your girlfriend here?
No.
No? Okay. So, sir, you're charged with battery as an incident of dating violence. Now, I kind of asked this question earlier, but I think the girlfriend was listed as a co-defendant or defendant number 2 or something. I didn't see anything showing she was charged with anything, though.
Oh, just based on the report, Your Honor, it looked like which agency, sorry, that OCSO was going to forward a report to the state attorney's office to make a filing decision on the.
Okay, so here's the problem. You guys don't live together, according to the affidavit. So that's good. So here's what I'm going to do, and I appointed the PD, correct? And I found probable cause for the charge. So we're going to keep it at a no contact direct or indirect basis, okay? You're to maintain separate residences. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, not to possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. All right? So if she calls you about the case or her case, you cannot talk to her.
Okay.
All right? Direct it through your attorney. I don't want you to get in trouble on that because of the amount. Now, the bond amount, I wrote down the bond amount. What, did you say he's eligible for PTR?
Yes, Judge.
So here's your choice. You can pay a $100 bond, or you could go on pretrial release. No, because they don't live together. So,
Your Honor, for the court's knowledge, he did indicate to pretrial services that they are residing together.
oh, wait. Well, I thought the affidavit said you didn't.
Your Honor, this is just the information
Okay,
that was relayed
so
to
look,
us.
I'm going to put in there, I had them maintain the separate residence. But if it turns out you guys are living together, you can return one time with a law enforcement officer to get your personal belongings. Now, typically, when both individuals are charged, I try to get them here and we decide who gets the apartment or house. I can't do that, she's not here. So she gets it for right now. All right? Okay.
Okay.
Unless you can establish to them that she's moved out. But you just can't move on yourself. You'd have to establish that. All right, Christopher Seda. Is Brianna Rodriguez here?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Rodriguez, you got your ID with you? Show it to the state attorney. You can take your mask off. You're in the room by yourself. Okay, are you Brianna Rodriguez?
Yes.
Uh-oh, hold on. Do you understand English?
Yes.
Oh, shoot, scared me there. Because my 4 years of Spanish was not going to work. So we're going to swear you in.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Say your full name.
Brianna Rodriguez.
Okay. Now, are you Christopher Seda?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Sada, you're charged with batteries and incident of domestic violence. I reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause for the charges. Now, according to your affidavit, you don't qualify for the public defender. And it appears that you got 2 dependents, but your take-home pay is $1,800 every 2 weeks?
No,
Take home?
that's before.
Okay, well, what's your take-home?
It's like 13.
13 with 2 dependents? I'm pointing the PD. You now qualify.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Ms. Rodriguez, are you here to discuss with the court the terms of contact?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so are you asking that you maintain no contact, or are you asking that you could have contact with them?
Yes, sir.
Well, that was 2 questions.
Okay,
Which
the
one you
last
want?
one. I'm sorry, to maintain contact.
You want to have contact?
We have a child together.
Well,
So
look,
how does that work?
I got that,
Okay.
but do you want to have contact with them?
Yeah.
Or do you want to keep it separate for now?
I'll maintain the contact.
I'm sorry?
I'll maintain the contact.
You're going to need to get closer to the microphone.
I'll maintain the contact.
Okay, well, look, you don't have to, okay? You tell me, and listen, a time of separation can be good for the relationship. I mean, if you have any fear, I don't want to allow him back in the home because I can't protect you if I do that. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you seem a little upset.
I just feel bad.
Okay. So, Mr. Seda, can you assure the court that if I were to allow you to return on a no hostile or no violent contact basis, that you would avoid any such violent or hostile contact?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so tell me some more about Mr. Seda.
Your Honor, he does have out-of-state history. His last conviction was in 2010 for rape and a failure to report change of address was actually his last conviction. He does qualify for pretrial release.
Now, Ms. Rodriguez, I'm going to ask you again. I can make this a no contact, direct or indirect, or I can make it a no hostile, no violent contact, which would allow him to return. You don't necessarily, he doesn't necessarily have to, but it would allow you to allow him in the house. So what do you want to do?
I'll do the no violent.
The what?
The no violent contact.
No hostile contact? Okay, and you understand I can't protect you if I do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you promise me that if he in any way becomes violent or hostile, you know, if you tell him to wash the dishes and he cusses at you, can you secure your family, move out, and call the police?
Yes.
Mr. Seda,
Yes.
did you hear the honeydew exception to your release?
Yes.
If she tells you to do something and you backtalk her in any way, that could be considered hostile. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So she's going to have a big list of things for you to do, and you're going to say, yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so we need to set the bond. You said pretrial release?
He is eligible, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll do PTR or $500. No hostile. But still, don't possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Anything like that, get it out of the house.
Oh, I don't.
Any weapons or anything like that, get them out of the house because he's not allowed to possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition.
Yes, sir.
Okay, they will process him today. I can't tell you when they let him out.
Okay. I don't think I'm picking him up, but I don't know.
How long?
Oh, no, I'm saying I don't think that I'll be the one picking him up, but.
Okay, well, he'll figure out a way.
Okay.
All right, thank you for being here.
Thank you, guys. Take care. Stay safe.
Uh-huh. All right, we're up to Miss Simmons. All right, how do you say your first name?
Laderica?
Laderica Simmons.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is your boyfriend here?
No.
Don't see him. Okay, ma'am, you're charged with batteries and domestic violence. It's a misdemeanor battery. I reviewed the paperwork. I did find probable cause for the charges. And because your boyfriend's not here, I can't discuss with Malcolm Robinson the conditions. But for now, I have to keep it on a no-contact, direct or indirect basis. So you have to maintain a separate residence. You can return one time with a law enforcement officer to get your personal belongings. You can't possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You cannot possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. I've appointed the PD to represent you. What about bond for her?
Your Honor, due to the fact that she is out on bond and she declined to be interviewed by pretrial, she's not eligible for pretrial release.
Okay, so I'm setting the bond at $250. Now,
250.
Ms. Simmons, you're out on bond in 2021 MM3 for fraudulently impersonating with a false ID to law enforcement, a DUI, or driving under the influence, a driving while license suspending, and a resisting without violence.
That one was drawn.
Hold on. So what's the status on that case, State? 2021 MM3. She bonded out in January 3rd. Hence the low case number.
There's a motion to suppress hearing June 8th.
Okay, so it's active. So, Ms. Simmons, pursuant to Florida law, I'm revoking your bond in that case for picking up this new charge. I'll point the PD if you don't already have. Sounds like you're already doing that Division 81 case. You'll need to go back to that judge to request a bond.
So I gotta stay in jail?
Yes, ma'am, you do. Lloyd Smith. Is Asia Elder out there? Ms. Elder, you got your ID? You could show the state attorney?
It's Asia Elder.
Okay, moving on.
Motion suppressed.
Lloyd Smith, come on up. Are you Lloyd Smith?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Mr. Smith, you're charged with batteries and incident domestic violence. I reviewed the paperwork. I found probable cause, and I'm appointing a public defender to represent you. Ms. Elder, we're going to swear you in.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, state your full name.
Asia Elder.
Okay, Ms. Elder, you are listed as the victim in this case. I'm simply going by the arrest affidavit to determine probable cause and bond conditions. State makes charging decisions down the road. You know, that's a different issue. So, but I have to deal with what's in front of me right now. Now, typically in a battery case, we want to protect the victim, and that would either be by no contact, direct or indirect, or a lesser standard, which is no hostile or violent contact. What are you asking the court to consider?
I want to keep contact, like the no hostile one.
Okay, do you feel that you're safe
Yes.
if we do that? You understand I can't protect you if you do that?
Yes, I understand.
Because he would be allowed to be around you. Doesn't mean he has to.
No, I want him
You
around
could
me.
tell him, great, no hostile, but I don't want you around. You could say that.
No, I want him around me.
Okay. So, Mr. Smith, can you assure the court that you would abide by the no hostile or no violent contact?
Yes, Your
Ms.
Honor.
Elder?
Yes.
Okay, and if she tells you to sweep out an area, your response will be?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. You've got a green light for anything you need done
Okay,
around the
thank
house.
you.
Okay, now if he becomes violent or hostile, if he cusses at you or does anything else, protect yourself and then call the police.
Yes.
All right? So, Mr. Smith, this is a two-edged sword, this no hostile contact. If you go in there and if you look at her the wrong way, she calls the police, guess what's going to happen? They're going to pick you up, not her. All right? So just be careful. Be on your best. Okay, so we appointed the PD. So we're going to keep that a no hostile contact. Same conditions, though, as everyone else. No alcohol or illegal drugs in the home, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Is there any such thing, Ms. Elder, in the home as far as weapons? Okay. Bond-wise?
Your Honor, for the court's knowledge, the defendant does have an injunction out of New York. The victim is the protected person. It's a no hostile contact. It was issued on March 24th. And he was recently arrested in New York on March 24th for reckless endangerment and criminal obstruction of breathing or blood circulation. However, due to the fact that it's out of state, it's unknown whether or not the victim is the same as in the current case.
That did not happen.
Not you, Ms.
No,
Elder?
it was me, but it didn't happen like that.
Oh, okay, so it was
didn't
you.
happen.
All right. State, jump in anytime you want.
State would actually ask for no contact in this situation. Certainly, since there was already, it sounds like some kind of no hostile contact in place, and then this incident occurred, which would violate a no hostile contact order.
Anything, Dad?
I would just defer to the alleged victim in this case.
Okay, well, here's my concern. now knowing this, I'm not so inclined to do it. I am changing this to a no contact, direct or indirect. I think it's best for everyone if y'all stay separated. So that means you gotta maintain a separate residence. He can return one time with law enforcement, to get, his personal belongings. And, I will set the bond at $500. Because he's not eligible for PTR.
So he doesn't get out without bond?
Hold on.
We were unable to interview the defendant prior to initial appearance.
So you might be able to? All right, 500 or PTR if available. But again, it doesn't concern you because you're not to have any contact with him right now. Now, he can petition the court down the road to change that, but for right now, no contact. And if you allow him back in, you're setting him up to get a zero bond for the rest of this case. So be very, very careful.
Okay, so what happens after this, like right now? Like what happens with him?
He can post a bond, or if he can go through the pretrial release program, see if he qualifies, and they'll let him out on that basis.
Okay.
All right, thank you for coming. Patrick Upshaw. Is Miss Upshaw here?
Yes.
Okay. Is it Twanda Upshaw?
Yes.
All right, you can take your mask since you're in that room by yourself. The state attorney's going to come over and confirm your identity. Is that
We are confirmed.
Twanda Upshaw? Okay, can we swear her in? Miss Upshaw, raise your right hand, we'll swear you in.
You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right,
Your name for the record?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
go ahead and state your name.
Taiwan Upshaw.
Okay, are you Patrick Upshaw?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you're charged with a misdemeanor battery as an incident of domestic violence. I reviewed the paperwork. I found probable cause, and I'm appointing the PD to represent you. Now, Ms. Upshaw, are you here to request no contact or some type of contact?
I'll have a contact.
All right, do you feel comfortable doing that?
Yes.
Okay, any information on this that I should know about priors?
Your Honor, his last conviction was in 2014 for burglary of a dwelling and grand theft. He is eligible for the pretrial program.
Okay, so here's what I'll do. If you heard me go through everybody else about this, I don't need to repeat it all, but essentially, if I do the no hostile or violent contact, I can't protect you. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel comfortable in being around him during the pendency of this case?
Yes, he knows what time.
Is that what you want?
Yes, I want to know the hostile.
All right, okay, so I'm gonna make it no hostile or violent contact, Mr. Upshaw, okay? And you heard me talk to the other defendants about that. Doesn't mean you have to go back and be around her, okay? You don't have to do that. You can't consume or possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. You can't possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. And bond-wise, did you say he's eligible?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so it's pretrial release or a monetary bond of $250. Okay, sir?
Sir.
All right, anything else, Ms. Upshaw, you want to cover?
No.
Okay, they'll process them today.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you for coming. Jason Wilson. Are you Jason Wilson?
Yes.
Okay, there was a warrant issued on it's alleged you violated your pretrial release, and the judge revoked your pretrial release, and you were, or was that? Yes, and reset the bond at $2,000. So we'll appoint the PD to represent you, and you can post that bond and get out, okay? Well, assuming nothing else holding you, that's. All right, we're up to Matthew Bennett. No?
No, it's not a no contact.
Okay, I tell you what, we're going to take a 7-minute break. Okay, we getting everybody ready? Okay, and I think it's what, Matthew Bennett next? I think. No? I got Bennett next.
It's not with Dr. Yuan.
Booking number, Madam Clerk.
Who do you have after Bennett?
Bonded.
Who did you bring in? What's his name?
Is Verdal.
Okay, are you Jeremy Birdall, or no, is it Jeremy Birdall Eaton, or?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, and is it, how's that, Birdall Eaton, or Jeremy Eaton, how do you say it?
Jeremy Travis Birdall Eaton.
Okay, there you go. I'll call you Mr. Eaton, since that's the last one. All right, so, Mr. Eaton, you're charged with a felony of grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle. I reviewed the paperwork, I found probable cause, I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm gonna leave the bond at $1,000, and, no contact with the victim, no return to the scene.
Your Honor, my client's indicated he won't be able to post any sort of monetary bond in this case, would the court consider releasing him on his own recognizance?
Well, tell me about Mr. Eaton.
Your Honor, he's currently out, has an open case in Lake County for battery domestic violence, and, actually he has multiple open cases. Dwillis, no motor vehicle registration. Looks like approximately 3 or 4 cases in Lake County. His last conviction was in 2018 for violation of probation, grand theft motor vehicle.
Yeah, so no, we're gonna leave it at the $1,000. All right, Cedric Bowles. But you can talk to your judge to sign your division. He or she may change it.
No, we read, trust me, we read the report. He made the finding.
All right, moving on. We've got Cedric Bowles. Is that you, Mr. Bowles?
Sir.
Okay. Let me see what I marked up here. Okay, yes. All right, so we got 2.5 matters to cover, all right? So you've got some new law charges, carrying a concealed weapon by a convicted felon and possession of ammunition or electric weapon by a convicted felon. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. We've also got some out-of-county warrants, and then also we got to talk about your pending cases as well. So I'm finding probable cause for the charges, and I'm going to keep the bond at the $5,000 on count 1 and $150 on count 2. You've got Seminole County warrants that, there's 2 of them, they're on a no bond status. You failed to appear for your burglary of a dwelling and grand theft. And there's 2 cases here on that. So when you clear these cases, they'll transport you up to Seminole. Now, you're out on bond in a burglary of a structure, let's see, 2020 CF 12112 and 1022. I believe that's correct. Is that 10221 or 1022?
Judge, he's out on bond in the 12112 and out on his own recognizance for the 10226.
Oh, that's a 6. I'm sorry, 10226. Yeah, that's the ag assault with a deadly weapon and neglect of a child.
Yes, Your Honor.
2 counts of that. So I'm revoking your bonds on those cases in light of your new charges. So we'll appoint the PD and all those, and you can talk to them to get with the judge about potentially getting a bond.
Sure.
All right, Miss Courtney Bozeman. Yeah. Okay. Well, do we have a wheelchair? We can pull her in front of the desk, or?
We just realized.
Okay. Are you Courtney Bozeman?
Yes.
Okay, so Miss Bozeman,
How can
you're
I
here
see?
because there was a warrant issued? Are you okay?
I just need to sit down and I'm fine.
Okay, so look, Ms. Bozeman, I reviewed the affidavit in this case, and I'm the one that actually issued the warrant on a neglect of child case. You don't qualify for the public defender because you indicated that your yearly take-home income is $75,000.
7,500.
You meant 7,500
Yes.
a year?
Yes, from that one job.
All right, I'm going to change this for you,
Okay.
and I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you.
Okay.
Your Honor, would it be possible for the defense to get a copy of the warrant? None was made available to us. I don't have a case number to look it up either.
You want to see the affidavit?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can I separate that, or does you have to get it, you have to print it?
If there's a case number and it's been uploaded, it should be fine.
It's 2021 CF 5691, but you're assuming the clerk has it invented in Odyssey. That's a big assumption. He wants a copy of the affidavit, right?
It's not filed.
Well, I'm just saying, if you think the clerk is inventing things that quickly, that'll be new, because it takes 7 days in civil for them to. 2021 CF 5691. Maybe they'd be faster in criminal than civil.
I don't have it in my system either.
Yeah. They're 7 days behind for us. I mean, I have the affidavit here if you want to look at it.
I got a copy on Odyssey, Your Honor.
Oh, great.
Your Honor, she did indicate she's not going to be able to afford that bond. Would the court consider PTR in this case?
Please.
Your Honor, according to the administrative order, this charge is not eligible for pretrial
Yeah,
release.
I was going to say.
Why?
So look, it's $1,000, no direct or indirect contact with the victim, do not possess any weapons or firearms, and do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs.
Okay.
Your Honor, in the interest of justice, it's just, I don't see how having a child neglect case is kind of based, it appears like it's a financial issue that's leading to a lot of this. Holding her in here is not going to help anyone.
I need to go to the doctor.
I could only see this making any situation worse.
I don't know, State, you want to jump in?
Please.
Your Honor, at this time, I don't have a copy of the report, but if what defense says is true, then state would leave it up to the discretion of Your Honor.
Look, I'll be happy to reduce it down to $500 with all the other attention.
I don't have anybody to call. I'm on the phone.
You're not eligible for pretrial release, so you got it? 500 plus
I
all.
don't know what that means.
Okay.
How would I?
Or alcohol. All right, Jeffrey Brasiuk.
Bonded, Your Honor.
All right. Mark Kane.
This is, Your Honor.
Come on up, Mr. Kane. So, Mr. Kane, the judge in your Division 22 issued revoked your bond and your release because you failed to appear for your plea hearing on April 12th. So the new bond is $500. We'll appoint the PD if not already appointed. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Come on. Miss Colin Torres, I'm sorry. Yairia Colin Torres.
Without it, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to give you that one. What happened to her? Did she bond out or what?
Could I have a booking number?
What?
Bonded, Your Honor.
Bonded, thank you. All right. Francilion. Medical, all right, reset. How about Andrew Gordon? Are you Andrew Gordon?
Lenore Gordon.
What's your name?
Lenoris Gordon.
Lenoris Gordon.
Yes.
Well, what happened to Andrew? All right, let's do Lenoris. He's next. Okay, Mr. Lenoris Gordon, you're charged with the following crimes: aggravated assault with a firearm, 2 counts, and possession of meth and possession of alprazolam, a controlled substance. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause for the charges. I'm setting bond as follows. Did you want to say anything? No? Okay. Did you, defense, were you going to say something?
I just, to see if he could afford it.
Okay, so let me tell you what the bonds are. Count 1's $5,000, count 2's $500, and then count 3 and 4 are $150 each. You're to have no contact, direct or indirect, with the victim. You're not to possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right.
Your Honor, would it be possible to reduce count 1 to $3,000? That would require him to post $300 for bond. He still wouldn't even be able to afford that. He told me he could afford $300. That would still be more than out of his range. I would just point to the fact, Your Honor, that the allegation says that there was a firearm pointed, yet no firearm was recovered. It looked like law enforcement got to the scene relatively quickly. There is some doubt as to the veracity of the ag assault claim.
I hear you, but there were 2 separate victims that said that, and one of them was a 15-year-old girl. So no, I'm not going to change it.
Understood, Your Honor.
Okay, did we find Andrew Gordon? All right, are you Mr. Andrew Gordon? Are you Mr. Andrew Gordon? Okay, sorry, I couldn't hear you. These masks make it really hard. All right, I got 3 things I got to deal with, all right? The first one is the Division 15, 2021 CF 5687. And this is an allegation of using a counterfeit registration sticker and possession of methamphetamine. And I'm going to appoint the public defender in all your cases, and I'm finding probable cause on those charges. The next case is a misdemeanor case. It's possession of drug paraphernalia, which I find probable cause for. And then the last case is, these are criminal traffic charges, no motor vehicle registration, and no valid driver's license. Again, probable cause on all the counts. I'm going to set bond as follows on the 2021 CF 5687, the counterfeit sticker. I'm going to reduce that to $1,000 and keep the $150 on the meth possession. The possession of drug paraphernalia, I'll reduce that to $250. That's the misdemeanor case. And then on the criminal traffic case, I'm going to leave the bonds on the no motor vehicle registration 500 and the no valid 100. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand, sir? Okay.
Your Honor.
Hold on. What?
He also has the arresting officer did a on-view violation of his conditional release, but
I don't have
I'm not sure
it.
if the court needs to hear that.
So y'all have to get it together and grab him on his way out.
Thank you, Judge.
Appreciate it. Okay, do we have Kevon Lawson there?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Lawson. You have been charged with felonies for trafficking less than 200 grams in MDMA, attempted destruction of evidence, and resisting officer without violence. I reviewed the paperwork, found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Unless there's something about his background I need to know.
Your Honor, Mr. Lawson's does have 5 previous failures to appear, and his most recent conviction was in 2018 for battery on a Leo. We didn't get any community information on him as he refused to speak with pretrial.
All All right, I'm leaving the bonds at 50,000 on count one, 150 on count two, and 100 on count three. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs.
Your Honor, what was count one?
Count one was the trafficking,
How much was the amount?
greater than 10, less than 200 grams.
No, the bond amount, Your Honor.
Oh, 50K.
Your Honor, he's not gonna be able to afford that. He would be able to afford $1,000 bond.
Yeah.
I would point out that the way the report is, it seems like he's gonna have to take one person later on.
Okay. I hear you, and I appreciate you sharing that, but I'm going to leave it. You'll talk to the judge in Division 14. And they'll be happy to listen to you. All right, do I have Miss Jessica Lindo back there?
Yes,
All right. Good afternoon, Miss Lindo.
Good afternoon.
So you've been charged and arrested for possession of a controlled substance with a weapon, open carrying of a firearm or weapon, and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. Appoint the public defender to represent you. I reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause for all the charges. I'm setting bond as follows. On count one, $2,500. Count two, $100. Count three, $100. Don't possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition, and don't possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand, Ms. Lindo?
Do I understand? Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor, she is eligible.
For PTR?
Yes, Judge.
I believe the state attorney will attest that the cannabis charge will probably go away.
Well, okay, that's the least of her concerns. It's the other ones with the weapon.
It's not like that bad, Your Honor. And I know that's not a legal argument, and I know I sound bad saying that, but it's like, if you read, she does explain to the officer, she's very forthcoming. She was delivering, I believe, hoodies, it says in the police report, to the homeless people, which is why the firearm was there. We won't talk about the cannabis, Your Honor, because as far as the reasons that was there, who knows, but.
It has no objection so long as one of the conditions is no weapons, which you've already stated. And that would require Ms. Lindo to maybe turn over any weapons she has to the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Well, they took the Glock. What is her background?
Your Honor, the defendant has one prior conviction in 2013 for battery. No additional arrests or convictions.
Ma'am, I'm going to leave the bond as stated. You can talk to the judge in Division 14 about reducing it. All right, Therese Marshall. Are you Therese Marshall?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Mr. Marshall, you've been charged with possession of MDMA, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm appointing the PD to represent you. So I found probable cause for the charges. I'm going to stay the bonds at 1,000, 100, and 100. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Now, I show that young Mr. Marshall is out on bond in 2019 CF 14075 for carrying a concealed weapon, possession of controlled substance, drug paraphernalia, and then in 2020 CF 13499 possession of cocaine. And he bonded out in January on those charges. Have they been dropped, State?
Your Honor, it looks like in 2019 CF 14075, there's a plea conference set for June 3rd.
Okay, so that's still going?
Yes, Your Honor, and in 13499, I'm showing a plea hearing as well on June 3rd.
Okay, sir, pursuant to Florida law, I'm revoking your bonds in those cases for picking up the new charges. We'll point the PD. You can talk to the judges in those cases about getting a bond. All right, Amar T. Mitchell.
Yes, sir.
All right, good afternoon. So we got some warrants here, Mr. Mitchell, that we need to go over, but I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, and we'll go over the warrants first, okay? And this is in 2020 CF 2973. There were 4 failures to appear on your case, and your bond was revoked. That's on the possession of controlled substance, 2 counts, driving under the influence, and driving under license suspended. So you failed to appear for your trial management conference on April 27th, so the judge revoked your bond in those cases. And then in 2021 CF 3694, the warrants were issued because this was a arrest warrant, I believe. And it was for shooting from a vehicle within 1,000 feet of a person, aggravated assault with a firearm, felony battery, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Judge Madrigal set the bonds at $2,500 on count 1, no bonds on counts 2 and 3, and then $2,500 on count 4, plus no possess or own any guns or firearms or other weapons, and no contact with the victims, and no return to the scene. So I have the affidavits on those, and those offenses you're entitled to bond, correct, defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'll be heard on what you think a reasonable bond would be. Do you want to know his background before you answer?
Do I, Your Honor?
Yeah.
I think I could go without it.
Okay.
But we'd just be asking if the court would consider setting a $1,000 bond on those cases. He's not going anywhere because of the revoked bond in the other case.
State, jump in. So it's the ag assault with a firearm and a felony battery that he's still bonded on?
Your Honor, state would be asking for something a little bit more reasonable to protect the public.
He's got $2,500 on the shooting from a vehicle within 1,000 feet of a person, $2,500 on possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
State would actually be fine with that.
Okay, so we'll do 1,000 and 1,000 on count, 1,000 on count 2, 1,000 on count 3, with all the restrictions as well that we mentioned. And then you'll need to get with the judge in Division 22. All right, I think that's all for him, correct? Is there anything else? Okay, Jonathan Mitchell.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
All right, so you're here because you were arrested on charges for possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver with a weapon, possession of a firearm and commission of a felony, carrying a concealed firearm, possession of cannabis greater than 20 grams, and resisting officer without violence. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to find probable cause for the charges, and he has a no bond on count 1 because it's with a weapon, but he is entitled to a bond. So what do we know about young Mr. Mitchell? Yeah.
Sorry, Your Honor, the defendant has 2 felony convictions and 12 misdemeanors. His last conviction was for possession of synthetic cannabinoids in 2017. He does have extensive convictions for drug paraphernalia and possession with intent, and also a conviction for probation violation.
Defense?
Your Honor, I just point out in the affidavit that the officers attempt to try to get to that over 20-gram mark. I'm guessing 1 to try to show that he was the dealer in this case, but for whatever reason, they weigh the cannabis with the bags. Obviously, it's not gonna come out to over 20 grams after the bags are taken out. Your Honor, we'd be asking for a $1,000 bond, on count one with subsidiaries on the rest.
State?
In response to defense's argument regarding the weight, just as of right now, the affidavit does say over 20 grams. But based on it being cannabis, state would leave a bond up to Your Honor.
All right, so I'll do that. I'll put $1,000 on count one. We'll stay the bonds on counts 2, 3, 4, and 5, which are 5,000, 150, 150, and 100. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
God bless you.
Your Honor, I apologize. I should have brought this up earlier. As far as the possession of the firearm is concerned, we'd argue that there's no probable cause in this case. He was a passenger. The officer said that the firearm was underneath the seat.
Yeah. Okay, I read it too, but I find there's probable cause. All right, do we have Miss Kenesha Price?
She refused, Your Honor.
She refused. We'll reset her. Do we have Leroy Towns?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Towns. So you've been charged with the crime of battery on a person 65 years of age or older. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. And I'm finding probable cause for the charges. So what else do we know about Mr. Towns?
Your Honor, his last conviction was in 2017 for battery on a Leo. He was sent to DOC for that. He has a violent criminal history, including agbat, great bodily harm, agbat with a deadly weapon, violation of injunctions, agbat on officer, bat on a Leo, and also has a non-expiring Orange County injunction.
Concerning this victim or someone else?
Your Honor, I would need to look into that further. If you
Okay. All right. So I'm leaving the bond at $5,000. You're to have no contact, direct or indirect, with the victim. You would maintain a separate residence. You could return one time with a law enforcement officer to get your personal belongings. You're not to possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Brandon Wolf.
It's happened.
Here, Your
Yeah. I was on late side. Just late. When the found out at 12, I was on late side.
I understand that.
Okay, Brandon Wolf? Is that you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so a warrant was issued because you failed to appear for your arraignment back on April 29th, and so the judge revoked your bond in Division 16, issued a capias on your possession of Utilone, or however you say that drug, and it's set at $0 now. So it's a no bond status. I'll appoint the PD to represent you.
Okay, Your Honor.
Talk to the PD and they'll let you know. Huh? Well, that's the same case, isn't it? It's 1121. Okay, look, I'm not going to revoke because this is just you failed to appear. So your 1122 case?
Yes.
I'm sorry, your 1121 case, I'm not going to touch.
Okay, so do I have a bond?
No, because in your 1122, the judge revoked your bond.
Right. Now, is there a way I can have that bond unrevoked so that my...
Absolutely.
can come
Get with your PD in that division and schedule a bond hearing.
I was never issued a PD in that division. That's what I wanted.
Well, I'm issuing you one now.
I'm in that division too.
Lionel Lozier.
Your Honor, it was no action on the.
Hold on.
Correct?
Say what?
No action on the out on bond case.
Yes, yes. Okay, never mind. Have a good day. All right, Lionel Lozier.
Yeah, I had that one and I got it, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
We don't have that one in our document.
What's your name, sir? I'm sorry, speak into the, oh, let go of the button there a second. Go ahead.
Oh, Brandon Castro.
Okay, so you don't have Leonel Lowe's here? I'll give it back to the clerk.
Your Honor, I'm showing Castro, then Correa Reyes, and then Lozier.
Well, I don't know what happened.
You have a booking number, Madam Clerk?
I got Brandon Castro here next. Oh, it's just out of order? All right, so again, I couldn't hear you. What did you say your name is?
Brandon Castro.
Oh, okay, there's Mr. Castro, okay. All right, sir, you've been charged with a driving license suspended or revoked. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. And I reviewed the paperwork, found probable cause. Look, the bond's $500, so you can post the bond. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. Do you understand?
Your Honor, he is eligible for pretrial release.
Okay, or pretrial release, if you want to do that. 500 pretrial, but do not drive without a valid driver's license. All right, Joshua Carrera. Okay, so I got a couple matters to deal with, okay? First of all, I'm finding probable cause for reckless driving and appoint the PD. And then the second case, huh? No? Where? Yeah. And then the second one was a misdemeanor breach of peace on that one. I'm going to ROR you on that one, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll find probable cause for it. Now, let's go back to the other one, though. On the reckless driving, I found probable cause, and I am going to leave the bond at $500. So, is there some reason you haven't bonded out yet?
Your Honor, I did bond out. I don't know why was still here waiting.
Oh, really?
The bondsman told me.
Oh, I don't know either. But they should be letting you out unless there's something holding you that I don't know about. Okay, well, good luck. Are we back to Lozier?
Your Honor, he qualifies for PTR as well. Can we just,
The reckless driving and the,
Yes, Judge. He is eligible.
okay, so 500 or PTR?
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Are we RORing?
I ROR'd them on that breach of peace.
If you already posted the bond,
Are there any conditions on the reckless?
Like that? Okay, Leonel Lozier, is that you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
I'm sorry.
So I've got a couple of warrants here, and what it is, it's alleged that you failed to appear for your arraignment in the criminal traffic charge for operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. The court revoked your bond and set a new one at $5,000. So I'm going to point to PD in both these. And then that was in 2017 CT 3394. In 2021 CT 2540, you were charged with driving license while suspended or revoked with knowledge, and you failed to appear for your arraignment, and the judge revoked your bond and gave you a new bond of $2,500. So you have your bonds, and I've appointed what? Yes?
Sorry,
Stay.
Your Honor. I believe you stated in 17 CT 3394, the bond was listed at 5,000. I'm showing 500.
Well, this says 5,000 here
Okay.
on the warrant. So do you have something different? This is,
I just have the arrest warrant.
huh? It says 5,000 here, but if you've got something that says 500, do you show it, defense?
I had 500 written down as well.
Well, what there was 5,000 on that and 2,500 on the Dwellis. Yeah.
I guess it makes sense.
Oh, yeah, they wrote it down wrong on the, for IA purposes, but it is 5,000, 2,500.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, let me know if they bonded out. Gabriel Perez.
That's not without the honor.
Okay, did he bond out?
Go to the courthouse every day if you have to.
May I have a booking number, Madam Clerk?
Dude, what?
Gabriel Perez.
This is the chillest judge downtown.
210-115.
She bonded, Your Honor.
Okay.
She bonded.
What about Christina Thompson? Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Thompson.
Hello.
Okay, ma'am, you're charged with driving under the influence while being accompanied by a minor. I'm going to point the, no, I'm not going to. I had a question. You said that your take-home pay is $800 a week with one dependent. Is that your take-home pay?
Yes.
Well, the clerk says you don't qualify.
I figured, sir.
Huh?
I figured as much, sir.
Okay, so you're going to have to get an attorney to represent you. So I'm going to go over this with you, but the public defender's there, again, kind of as a friend of court, to help us guide through this. So I found probable cause for the charge. Do I know anything about Ms. Thompson, or that I need to know?
Your Honor, pertinent is that she does have a prior conviction for driving under the influence.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm going to leave the bond at $500. Is there a reason you haven't bonded out yet?
I didn't understand this, sir.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm
So make a call.
myself, yeah.
What are they doing these days on the calls? Do they get the charge, the card, prepaid card thing, and then make calls? What's the jail doing these days? Y'all the jail, your corrections? How can she contact someone to get out of here?
Your Honor, she's been in IA holding. She's had access to free phone calls since her arrival.
Okay, well, you had a bond before you saw me.
Called back in the morning, then they were taking us here, so.
Okay, so Ms. Thompson, I'm just trying to help you here. Is there a reason you haven't bonded out yet?
I honestly didn't understand the system.
Okay, I
You said to
understand.
call me back, and I thought I had to do this first.
No, you don't. But you got a $500 bond. You know, they'll tell you about the bondsman. They'll want, certain amount for it, or you can pay it yourself.
Right, I just thought I had to come here first.
No.
That's
Okay.
my fault.
Okay, so make sure that you get someone to bond you out. You don't want to sit here on a $500 bond.
That's right.
Okay. Are we up to Maurice Brown?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Brown. You got a petty theft with a prior conviction, and I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. I'm going to stay the bond at $500, no return to the scene. you looking at me?
I was expressing that I was listening.
Oh, okay. Can't tell with these masks.
Sorry.
Your Honor, my client's indicated that he's not gonna be able to afford any sort of monetary bond in this case. Would you consider going less? Or some sort of non-
Well, this is probably his first touch with the criminal justice system, so let's find out.
Your Honor, the defendant has 18 felony
All
convictions.
right, you had me there at that. So, nope, we'll leave it at that amount. All right, Danny Garcia.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Garcia, you're charged with trespass on the property after warning. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I am finding probable cause. And you're not to return to the scene. And did you want to say something, Mr. Young?
Your Honor, Lorraine DeLong for the record. I have conveyed an offer of adjudication, time served, court cost, cost of prosecution, and no return.
Your Honor, Mr. Garcia.
All right, have you had a chance to read over the plea form, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, raise your right hand, we'll swear you in.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Of course.
State your full name.
Danny Luis Garcia.
Mr. Garcia, what's your date of birth?
It's 9/3/64, sir.
All right, and are you under the influence of any pills, drugs, or alcoholic beverages?
Not anymore.
Well, that's an interesting answer. I mean, like, not anymore since they took me to the jail, or 10 years ago?
I sobered up, yes.
As of, like, within the last 24 hours?
3 days.
Okay. So as you stand here today, do you feel you understand what's going on?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if I ask you that important question, who's the President of the United States, what would you say?
It'd be Mr. Joe Biden.
Okay. All right. Well, it appears to me that you are alert and oriented. So, did you understand what the resolution would be? You'd be adjudicated guilty, sentenced to time served, you have your court costs, you can't return to the scene. Can you abide by those terms?
Yes, sir.
All right. And are you on probation or community control right now in any
No,
other
sir.
case? All right, just want to make sure.
Yes.
And understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, they'll deport you if you enter this plea. You understand that?
I'm American, sir.
I know, but I have to tell you that. You
yes.
understand that? Okay, good. All right, so as to the charge, and I'm sorry, do you waive all defects?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
As to the charge of trespass on property after warning, how do you plead? No contest, guilty, or not guilty?
No contest, sir.
I'll accept your plea, find you're alert and oriented, that you understood the nature, charge, consequence of plea, and I will sentence you as indicated. I'll adjudicate you guilty of the charge, sentence you to time served, which is 2 days. There are court costs, and you are no return to the scene. Now, those court costs total. We are not appointing the PD in this because he's taking a plea. $273. Do you want to report to collections to work out a payment plan, or do you want to do
I
one
can
right
probably
now?
pay it by the 3rd next month.
Okay, so here's what I'll do. Pay it in 90 days
Okay.
or report to collections court.
Won't that be here? Downtown?
No. I'm sorry?
Downtown? Okay.
Downtown, isn't
Okay.
it?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the clerk has it downtown, don't you? You'll get paperwork that'll show you. Oh, any courthouse apparently you can now. Okay. Well, let me know when you're taking cryptocurrency, all right?
Okay. Thank you.
All right, you got 30 days to appeal my decision. Notice appeal's got to be in writing. If you can't afford an attorney, won't be appointed. You have a good day, sir.
Thank you very much.
Uh-huh. Anthony Hawk?
Yes, sir.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Hawk. Here's where we're at. I've got a misdemeanor battery that you've been charged with. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I am going to set the bond at $500 and no contact with the victim. I understand that in 2021 CF 1330 that he is out on bond. Is that correct, pretrial?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, in light of the charges, I'm revoking your bond in that case. Mr. Hawk, If you don't have the PD, we'll appoint the PD, but you're gonna have to go to the judge in that case to request a change in the bond. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Cheryl Hedge. Good afternoon, Ms. Hedge.
Good afternoon, sir.
All right. So you were charged with a petty theft at a Walmart, read the paperwork, found probable cause, appoints public defender to represent you. Well, let me see, is there an offer on this?
Your Honor, not on a petty theft.
Okay. So,
Or make an offer?
no. So the bond's $250 and no return to the Walmart store in question. So we'll appoint the PD and you can schedule a hearing or plea conference in Division 82.
Your Honor, she's not going to be able to afford, I would hope that, I understand Monique Worrell's approach to this is to be more liberal with low-level crimes. I hope that Ms. Hedge isn't going to have to sit in here because they're fighting so hard for Walmart's rights. This was $31 worth of items taken.
They would have no objection to an ROR in this case.
Tell me about her, pre-trial.
Your Honor, her last conviction was in 2003 for a violation of probation.
Okay.
She does have one prior failure to appear.
That's a while ago. Let's do that. Let's do ROR, but do not return to that Walmart, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck.
If you miss the court date, that's on you, okay? But make an appointment with your attorney.
William Leroy.
Please pay your
And I've never heard that argument about protecting Walmart's interests. That's the first time. Thank you.
Promises were made on the campaign trail.
Oh, my gosh. I don't believe that at all. But
Hey,
you know
Internet.
what? You may be right. I don't keep up with politics. Okay. All right, when you get suspenders, let me know, all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you William Leroy?
Yes.
Okay, so sir, you're charged with trespass on a property after warning. I read the paperwork. I found probable cause. So, state?
Yes, Your Honor, state did convey an offer of adjudication, time served, costs, court costs and cost of prosecution and no return.
Mr. Leroy indicated he'd like to accept that offer, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. We're going to swear you in.
Help me.
State your full name.
William James Leroy Jr.,
What is your date of birth?
4557, New York.
All right, you heard what the resolution would be, correct?
Yeah, time served.
And, well, it's adjudication of guilt, time served, plus court costs and no return. Is that what you wish to do?
Yes.
All right, and are you currently on probation or community control in
No,
any other case?
no.
All right, do you feel that you're under the influence of any pills, drugs, or alcoholic beverages?
Oh, no, no, of course not, no.
Have you had any in the last 24 hours?
No, no.
Okay.
I don't even drink, no.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, they'll deport you if you enter this plea. You understand that?
Yeah, I'm a U.S. citizen.
I know, but I want to make sure you understand that. Okay, did you read over the plea form carefully before you signed it?
Yes.
Did you have any questions about the plea form, the sentence, or any other matter?
No, no, sir.
Mr. Leroy, as to the charge of trespass on property after warning, how do you plead? No contest, guilty, or not guilty?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea, find you alert-oriented, that you understood the nature of the charge and the content of the plea. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to time served, which is a total of 2 days. There are court costs, and we didn't appoint the PD to save you some money, so your court costs are $273 and no return to that racetrack, the scene. So how did you want to do the court costs? Do you want to enter a payment plan? Do you want to report to the clerk's office to work it out?
I don't know. I get Social Security. I get about $875 a month. Now I live in a house down here right near Oak Ridge Racetrack.
Well, don't go to this racetrack. So report to the clerk's office within 90 days to work out a payment plan.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Okay.
Any courthouse.
Do we have Miss Prince?
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Who do you got? Who's next?
Escobedo.
All right, what happened to Akiba Prince?
He refused, Your Honor.
She refused?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll reset her. All right, Fatima Escobedo?
Yep.
All right, are you Miss Escobedo?
Yes.
All right. So ma'am, we have an out-of-county warrant that was, you were picked up on out of Lee County, Florida.
Yes, sir.
And in that warrant, they indicated that there's a no bond status. So Lee County will pick you up, or the IA judges during the week will have contact the Lee County judge to see if they want to modify it, right? Huh? And at that time? Now? And we'll appoint the PD now to follow that up as well. All right, do you understand?
No, not really. What does that mean? I have to wait?
Well, they've been notified that you're here already. So if they're gonna come pick you up, they're gonna send a van to pick you up. But we will contact Lee County, the judge who issued this no bond, to see if they want us to address it here.
Please.
All right, so that is for, hold on a second. Where's that case number? Was it 2 warrants out of Lee County? Or are you showing 1? Just the 1?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so that's how it'll go down. So one way or the other. All right, good luck, ma'am. Donald Frenier? All right, Mr. Frenier. All right, so this looks like a violation of community control. Correct me if I'm wrong, for a VOP for a DUI. And it appears that this is for $500 cash only, is what it's saying. What? Hold on a second. Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. And it was just that one, right, out of Volusia County?
Yes, Judge.
Just the one? So you can either wait or post the $500. They'll come pick you up, all right?
Okay.
Okay.
Your Honor, was the PD appointed in his case as well?
Is that what y'all do now on these out-of-counties?
Judge's discretion.
But I mean, I hate appointing the PD and have them owe that money if it's not needed. What do you, what?
I don't think they pay us. If we should do it this way, we should be getting affidavits of insolvency so we can get that money. These out-of-county cases
So they got they filled it out.
Oh.
You just tell me, I mean,
Technically, I don't have jurisdiction to do anything. We were doing it as a placeholder when COVID was in effect.
right,
I was handling, because they weren't transporting people.
right.
My understanding, they're transporting people now.
Okay.
I don't want to leave people out to dry, but like, it's kind of not our.
They're gonna bring them back up anyway if they don't pick them up. I know they'll do that. So I'm not sure why I'd want him to incur the cost
They
of the
get a
PD.
letter saying we're appointed, and then they call me every day wondering why they haven't been released. And then that conversation happens like twice a week. But I understand the court's concern with appointing us.
I just don't want him to incur that expense unnecessarily. I'm not sure what IAs is doing. I know that they're contacting the other agency, see if they want us to be with the bond here, or they're being transported. And apparently, COVID's good now, so they're probably transporting, right?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't appoint the PD. So. Nestor Lara?
After that, Your Honor.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Diedrich Croker.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm just. Okay, so, Mr. Croker, Judge Collins issued a arrest warrant for the charge of dealing in stolen property, trafficking. She set the bond at $2,500. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Anything I need to know? No? All right, we'll leave the bond as is then. All right, Ashley Delwander? Delwater. Delwater.
No, Your Honor, he has an open case in Sumter County for possession with intent of meth and cocaine and fraud and possession of drug para.
Okay, so we'll just leave it as is. Good luck, sir. All right, Ashley, is it DeLauder?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. DeLauder, good afternoon. So here's our situation. You were arrested on burglary of an unoccupied dwelling and grand theft third degree. I don't have my notes from when I reviewed this before, so give me a second. I'll appoint the PD to represent you. Okay, I do remember this one. So I did find probable cause before. You had refused yesterday, so do we know anything else about her? Any priors?
Yes, Judge. She has 6 felonies and 42 misdemeanors and 6 FTAs, the last of which was in 2018. She also has an outstanding warrant out of Volusia and multi-state offender.
Okay, so I'm going to leave the bond at $5,000 on count 1, $500 on count 2, no contact victim, no return to the scene. And you can talk to the judge about a bond reduction. All right, Sarah Doyle? No? Refuse, all right, we can reset. Joseph Godby? Come on up, Mr. Godby.
Hello, how you doing?
Good, yourself?
Oh, I'm fine.
You wasted a day, my man. You wasted a day.
I wasted a day?
Yes. Your Honor, this case was reset. The PD was already previously appointed. We believed at that point in time that he was incarcerated in Tyler County with an arrest warrant.
Oh, yeah. Did you get any proof?
No, Your Honor. He was not incarcerated.
So when?
So we're gonna leave it at the no bond?
Or you wasted a day, because I had to do this. You got rolled.
So what's the, so what's going on?
You missed court here.
No, but see, that's what I'm saying. I never was
You were
issued.
released on April 4th, or April 8th.
Okay.
Your court date was on April 13th.
No, but I never, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, that doesn't matter. No, you got the
Yeah.
Your Honor, I don't believe that there's grounds.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it as is. You're gonna have to go to the judge to see if you could work out.
Excuse me.
Judge Strobridge, I'm just the IA judge. Go to Judge Strobridge, your judge, and you could talk to her about why you didn't make it. And she can also give you a bond. Antonio Haggins.
You can't miss court in Highlands now, because now you're here. That is different.
All right, Mr. Haggins, is that you?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Antonio Higgins.
you pronounce it Higgins?
No, Hagens, I'm sorry,
Okay.
Hagins.
All right, so these were some additional charges, is that correct, State?
Copy of your police report.
Your Honor, I'm showing a 4-count arrest affidavit.
Yeah. Okay, so, Mr. Higgins, you're charged with possession of firearm by a convicted felon, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, grand theft third degree of a motor vehicle, and possession of firearm with the serial number removed. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you.
Yesterday, and then like it came up my last name. I have no knowledge about it.
Yeah, okay, so I'm finding probable cause for the charges. So, let's talk about count 1, possession of firearm by a convicted felon. What a reasonable bond would be. State, you want to jump in?
Your Honor, regarding this, the state would leave it up to the court.
All right. Vince, you want to take a shot?
Your Honor, if we can get a total of the 4 counts to reach a maximum of $3,500, Mr. Hagen indicated he'd be able to afford, by doing that, 1,000 on count 1, 1,000 on count 2, with subsidiaries on 3 and 4, Your Honor.
All right, here's what I'll do. On count 1, I'll take it from a no bond to $2,500. Count 2, I'll reduce it to 1,000. Count 3 will stay 1,000. Count 4 will stay 500. Now, do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition.
Yes, sir.
No contact with the victim. No return to the scene. All right. Susan Kelly.
All right, thank you so much.
You doing okay, Miss Kelly?
Yes, sir. You?
I am. We missed you yesterday. We heard you were having some medical issues, but we're glad to see you here today.
Yes, thank you.
So, Ms. Kelly, you're charged with batteries and incident of domestic violence. It's a misdemeanor battery, all right? So I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I had reviewed this yesterday, and I found probable cause for the charges. Is she eligible for a pretrial release?
Judge, we were unable to complete the interview as the defendant refused to speak with us.
Does she? What kind of history does she have?
23 felonies, 47 misdemeanors, 3 FTAs, and 7 DOC incarcerations.
All right, so here's the bond, $500 or pretrial release if you qualify. No contact whatsoever with the victim. Do not possess or own any firearms, weapons, or ammunition. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You understand? 500 or PTR. All right, good luck, Ms. Kelly. Do we have Robert Kennedy?
Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kennedy.
Afternoon.
All right, so we missed you yesterday, but you're here now. So I've got a warrant that was issued on your battery charge, and essentially it's a probable cause order. The bond was set at $1,000. No contact directly with the victim, co-defendant witness. No hostile or violent contact with victim. Maintain separate residence and do not possess any weapons or firearms. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. And I'm going to leave the bond at $1,000. All right, do you understand?
Your Honor, I actually didn't follow something. No contact with the witness and no hostile
Well, yeah, the way
contact
they
with
did
the
it,
victim?
it was no contact with the witness, victim or co-defendant. But it's just a standard thing they're checking.
Okay, but no hostile contact with the victim?
That's what the judge put. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm not sure how you could do both. So what do we know about him?
Your Honor, he is currently on probation for felony battery.
Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna modify that probable cause order, and we'll make it no contact, direct or indirect, with the victim. And I'm gonna delete the no hostile or violent contact, because you can't, that's a step down. So you can't have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim. Do you understand that? So you can't talk to the person, whatever. Can't check. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't think that's just a, co-defendant witness is the thing. I don't think it applies in this case. It's a box to check.
Okay. Because they're slow on getting them across.
Sherry Washington?
All right, come on.
How do you say it?
Shire.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Washington. So here's where we're at. Now, this one, did we appoint the PD yesterday on this?
Come again?
Hold on. Oh, you weren't here. She refused, but we didn't appoint the PD. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. All right, so what it is you were charged with possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia. So I'm appointing the PD to represent you, and I'm finding probable cause for the charges. Now, the bond was set at, 1,000 on the cocaine and 100 on the drug paraphernalia. Is she eligible for a pretrial release?
No, Your Honor, she's already out on pretrial release for grand theft of a motor vehicle.
Okay, and is that in 2020 CF 14977?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so Ms. Washington, I'm going to keep the bonds as is on that, but I am revoking your bond on the grand theft because you picked up this new charge. You've been out on bond since December 20th. So I'll point the PD there if you don't already have, and you'll need to go there to see about getting a bond from that judge.
Hold on. Your Honor, it doesn't look like that case has had any movement. I don't know if the state attorney could speak to that more.
Unfortunately, my computer just froze.
That's why there's no movement in the case. You know what? I'm going to leave it as is, and you can take it up with the judge.
They closed the other case. Yeah, with that.
I'm revoking her bond in that case, yes. All right, so what do we have? BOP warrants? Okay.
Your Honor, they still haven't filed on that case.
Since December?
Yes.
Is that true? You don't know? Go look at his computer.
It'll only take me a second to pull up. Yeah. Once it.
Here, look at the public defenders. They haven't filed on a 2020 case.
Need that speedy trial back.
So it's still active or not? State?
One moment, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll wait. We were going to be here quicker than yesterday.
Sorry, Your Honor, may I get that case number?
2020 CF 014977 AO.
What are we doing?
Your Honor, in 20 CF 14977, it looks like the case is in a temporary limbo.
Well, due to COVID or what?
Unfortunately, I have nothing to tell me exactly what reason, but based on what I'm seeing, the state would have no arguments against taking no action of this case.
I don't know what that means, what you just said. It's not clear to me what's going on the case. It's active. You know what? I'm not going to change it. You need to go see the judge, and he or she can clear it up for you. Joseph Hampton.
Oh, mental health, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
Mental health, Your Honor.
All right, we'll reset. All right, so we got Todd Hazelwood there.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hazelwood.
Good afternoon.
All right, so the reason you're here is you are alleged to have committed a disorderly conduct. Now, what are y'all doing on the city ordinances? Are you taking pleas? What?
Your Honor, in the three that we have in front of us today, I've conveyed the same offer of adjudication, time served, court cost, cost of prosecution.
All right, so what are we doing, defense?
But, no, I think the city order is fine, right?
It'll have to be 180.
What do you want to do, defense?
Your Honor, I believe you would like to accept the plea offer.
Okay. Let me know when he's read and signed the plea agreement.
Yeah, I've already read through it all.
Read it?
Yeah.
On probation? You're a U.S.
Yes.
citizen?
No.
Waiving the right to stop, understand every all the rights you're waiving.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Raise your right hand, we're going to swear you in.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
State your full name.
Todd M. Hazelwood.
What's your date of birth, Mr. Hazelwood?
May 2nd, 68.
All right, as you know, you're charged with the city ordinance violation for the disorderly conduct based upon receiving money from an occupant of a vehicle stopped at a traffic signal on a public roadway. The offer is you'd be adjudicated guilty, sentenced to time served, and court costs. Is that what you wish to do?
How much did you ask?
Anybody force, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, anybody force you to enter this plea?
No.
All right, are you on probation or community control in any other case?
No.
And did you read and understand the waiver of rights plea form?
Yes.
Did you have any questions about it?
No.
Have you consumed any alcohol, drugs, or medications in the past 24 hours?
No.
Do you feel you understand what's going on?
Yes.
If I ask you who the President of the United States of the United States is?
Biden.
Who said that? Did I hear help? I heard help from the back, didn't I?
You asked me who the president was.
Oh, did you say Biden?
Yeah.
Oh, your voice changed. I thought it was someone else. I can't tell with these masks. You are correct. So moving on. You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, you'll be deported if you enter this plea.
Yes.
Okay. So as to the charge of disorderly conduct, a city ordinance violation, how do you plead? No contest, guilty, or not guilty? No contest, guilty, or not guilty?
No contest.
All right, I'll accept your plea, find you're alert and oriented, that you're interested in the nature of the charge, the consequence of the plea. And I will impose the sentence. We discussed adjudicated guilty, time served, and court costs. How did you want to pay those court costs? Did you want to go to the clerk's office in 90 days to work out a payment plan, or do you want to set one up now?
I'll set one up later.
Okay, report within 90 days or pay the balance, and then go to the clerk. All right, you got 30 days to appeal my decision. Notice appeals got to be in writing, filed with the clerk's office. You can't afford attorney. One will be appointed. assuming you qualify. All right. Joshua Beline? Okay. Oh, wait a second. Give me that back.
Have that pending case still.
Yes, okay. I was saying it's the other case. Okay, you're Joshua Beline?
Yes.
All right, sir. So you're here on a violation of a county ordinance and solicitation. And I reviewed the paperwork and found probable cause. Now, was there an offer made on this one?
Yes, Your Honor, same offer, adjudication, time served, costs.
What did you want to do, Mr.? Is it Reline with an R?
Yes.
Did you want to accept that offer?
Yes.
All right.
Your Honor, he is also out on bond for.
Yeah, I saw. We're not going to touch that if he takes the plea. All right, raise your right hand. We're going to swear you in.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, state your full name.
Joshua Jordan Reline,
And what's your date of birth, Mr. Reline?
2781.
Okay, you heard what the offer is, and that's what you wish to do?
Yes.
Are you you put your hand out. Are you currently on probation or community control in another case?
No.
All right, because it would violate you if you took the plea, if you did, so.
Right.
All right. Now, did you read over the waiver of rights plea form?
Yes.
Did you have any questions about it?
No.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, they'll deport you if you enter this plea?
Yes.
All right, so as to the charge of this violation of county ordinance for the solicitation, how do you plead? No contest, guilty, or not guilty?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea, find you're alert and oriented, that you understood the nature of the charge, consequence of the plea, and I will sentence you as previously indicated, adjudicate you guilty, time served, and court costs. Report to the clerk's office within 90 days to work out a payment plan or to pay it off. Do you understand?
Yes.
And you got 30 days to appeal a decision. That notice appeal's got to be in writing, and it must be filed at the clerk's office. If you can't afford an attorney, you'll appoint one. And I will take no action on his outstanding felony case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anybody else we can help?
Down to, vote for, they refuse, Your Honor. The last case. We done, but we got, vote for, refuse.
Wolford refuse. I don't know where he is in there. But we're done otherwise.
Yeah, we done.
Okay.
What happened with Joseph Hampton felony warrants? I had that as the last section. Did I miss it?
Mental health
Hampton,
reset.
was a reset?
Okay,
Okay. Anybody else?
that's the only out.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, Madam Pretrial, correctional officers, and everyone else.